It is a world of darkness. The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
paper, scissors, instead.
LARPing online.
It's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there we go. We are back, and we are live once again for Ashland by Night. For some of you who have been following us, we have already done the time lapse. The time lapse actually occurred technically last game, which was Blood Ties, but we have jumped somewhere into the future. About a month or so. Discussions have been taking place offline, so I think I know exactly where we're going to go in character, but I'll let you guys all deal with that. I've gotten some downtimes from everybody from things that you would have been doing with your time off and kind of enjoying the silence, as it were. So I guess outside of that, Sophie, since you are Ms. Head Honcho currently, are you wanting to call a meeting? And if so, where at?
Apparently, you worry me with this qualifier. Can we do Anzios? Do we need to? Is everybody sufficient?
I don't think we can do the train station.
Yeah, probably
Right.
not.
It has been a month. It is fixed. But if you'd like to do the train station, the train museum, you can.
Well, is everybody like sufficiently presentable that they're not gonna cause a stir?
Well,
don't
that's
know.
again, that's up to you to set that parameter if you so like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just send to the chat. Does anyone is anyone opposed to a meeting at Anzio's tonight?
Damaris will text. I'm already here working on stuff, so show up when you like.
Sounds good. Be there soon, says Ben.
Yeah, Lily grabs an Uber.
Okay.
Revis will arise from his wounded bed and saunter out to reacquire the night again.
Okay.
Robert, we must go. Too sweet.
Very nice. Hey, it's so good to have you back, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he,
I can't hear Todd.
you may have to back out and come back in. So as a housekeeping item,
Oh yeah, I lost him.
right. So as a housekeeping item, don't announce if you can't hear or see somebody. Just know that we have everybody here outside of George. So if for some reason you don't hear or see somebody, just go ahead and back out and come back in.
Close down a program or two. Hey,
Dolly responds that she'll be there.
Okay. So it sounds like you're getting a bunch of reply text messages, and Sophie letting you know that people are going to be there.
all right, so I'll just head down there.
Okay. So I'm not going to go into detail for the scene setup. You guys know what Anzio's looks like. The room has, of course, already been secured. There is somebody waiting out front as usual to let people come up to the second floor for private use only and to kind of keep an eye on everything. Eventually, at this point, everybody's showing up.
When Revis comes in, he's going to scan the dining area, since we've had a number of people show up unexpectedly and dine down there,
Mhm.
and see if there's any of these individuals who have been popping up and visiting us before
Okay.
present.
You don't see anybody down there that you recognize.
Okay.
Looks like just
Continue.
regular patrons enjoying some nice Italiano meals.
Okay.
When Ben gets there, he goes ahead and heads into the room.
Lily will do the same.
Okay.
Damaris will be up in the room already. When you guys arrive, she just, as far as like what she looks like now, her dreads were completely cut off before and destroyed, and that was all like natural hair, but it's grown back and it's no longer in dreads. It is super long, a bit frizzy, and it's like down past her knees.
Oh, wow.
So, and she looks a little worn out, but she's just there. So
Does she have, how many arms does she have?
she has two. She's got the other one. She's got a bit of a scar here, but she's wearing long sleeves and stuff, so you can't tell. But she's
Okay.
got two arms. She's good.
Do they look similar?
One might be a little bit more tan, but it no longer has tattoos. Because both of her arms, I don't know if you guys remember, she's very tatted up. And one arm now has no tattoos.
That's a clean sleeve.
Yeah. Though I'll have to get like, was it like a Tsamisi or something to work on the tattoos again.
Isadora could help you with that if you don't know any Tsamisi.
That would be the only one.
Yeah, so when Sophie comes in, she'll come and give Damaris a big hug and just be like, it's really good to see you. How are you feeling?
Damaris will give an awkward hug back. She's not much of a hugger.
Too bad.
I'm recovering. Unfortunately, they did a number on my head and my hair.
It's
But I'm okay.
It's impressive. Is this what your hair looked like before?
Before I was turned, my hair was completely dreaded naturally.
Right.
When it's so this is the length that it is when it's not. Unfortunately, when it grows back, it doesn't grow back in dreads. So I've got to work on doing that again.
I mean, it's a look.
No.
So Lily will arrive and walk in. Damaris, it's good to see you up and around.
It's good to be back up and around. I can't tell you how refreshing it is to not be staked for a month.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That would have been really awful. I mean, I've been staked before, but not by people like that.
Well, I used to think that, I was part of the Sabbat for a very, very long time. And, I knew that they did stuff like this. Like I've been there, though I never wanted to be a part of the torture. That's just not my thing. For them to go and do this, I hate to say it, I'm not that surprised, but at the same time, I thought that, it's pretty petty for them to go after me just because I didn't want to be part of the sect anymore. I guess they don't understand the love of Clan First. So, they seemed quite interested in Clan, actually, more than the city. And I'm afraid they might have been able to get into my head a little bit for information about the city, but probably honestly information that is probably known anyway, but I'm really not sure what all they got.
That's unavoidable. I mean, they're bound to have somebody who can get in your head. So don't beat
I mean,
yourself up if you were.
we
Well,
did it.
they managed. Well, they brought in like the best of the best to come and get me, so they must have been super pissed.
Why did they wait so long?
Maybe their operatives were busy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were, gonna make an example of me and come out and finish the rest of you guys off. Hope
Yeah,
not.
little they know that we had exploding rats.
At that
Yeah,
point, Dahlia
that's
comes
what I
in.
heard. That's what I hear. And then
Come in like
I.
this.
Woo! No, Abby would, not Dahlia wouldn't. She just goes, "Hey."
She'll give Dahlia a bit of a hug too. Even though we've seen each other in the month lapse, you've been helping her recover. So.
Yeah, I imagine she gives you a big, like a very friendly hug.
Yeah.
And she'll ask, "How are you feeling today?"
I'm feeling better. Playing catch up after being gone so long has been a bit stressful, but you guys seem to keep the place in order, so I appreciate that very much.
We tried.
We tried.
Jerome, Dahlia does have Talus with her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a lovely book.
Yeah.
Well,
You brought me a book.
Well, I was tasked to keep an eye on it, and so she just takes it everywhere.
I'm sure he's enjoying I'm sure he's enjoying being out of the house. I understand you're getting on Rita to create a binding for him or a cover.
Yes. We haven't finished that chat yet, so I am at. Is it done by
I
now?
imagine you would
Jerome,
have
do you think?
told her about it since it's her book, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
So at this point, Henri would show up to the front door. I don't know if he can get past the front person because he's wearing a different face or not. Does he just have to explain and you can get by, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Um,
I'm supposed to be upstairs with the rest of them. And, okay, thank you very much. Oh, Robert, you need to go. I will get that ride home. It'll be quite fine. So I go upstairs. I'm like, Enchanté, good to see everyone. Demarius, it's good to see you.
Henri, it's nice to see you too.
The hair is quite different.
Yeah, well, when you get all your hair chopped off, it grows back in its natural state. And this is what it was like prior to my embrace. This is how long it was, but it was dreaded before my embrace. But yeah, it's a bit wild.
It's magnifique. So as
thank you.
Baroness Sophie, I'm sure you have someone who's a hairstylist, maybe to work with Demarius to work with the hair.
I'm sure we could figure out something.
No worry
So
about my
Henri,
hair.
Henri, how's the new jaw?
It's quite fine. It is.
Yeah, I did see it was a little different.
It's
And we got
a
at least my
little
arm
bit
matches.
I have to say thank you to Monsieur Ben for that, but it's okay. It has adapted well. I've been working on. I see you have brought your book friend. It's good to see you. Hello.
Yes.
And so I'm working on the cover for him. It's going to be very nice.
Riley. Whoops, sorry.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Henri. How's your rat friends and their food supply?
Doing very well. When you came to the place, there's the tubings we placed inside, and I no longer have to really pay attention to them. They are feeding themselves. I am encouraging them to the Darwin to the bigger rats, and as they get larger, so they're about the size of small dogs now. So it's very nice.
Are you training them to attack?
Well, yes, of course. Since We have not had any incidents. Skeeter is now, he's working as an apprentice within my leather. I have a leather shop. So thank you very much for all of you for your gifts from before. I'm actually putting them to use at this point. And
Good.
Skeeter is picking up the trade. Um, I've had to explain to him to do not go downstairs because, well, it's not a good idea. But he has been working well with the tables and the tools.
Skeeter is a girl.
So did the installation of the fire door get put in?
To be honest, Ben he had worked with security, and I was not present for everything that was done. All I know is one day I have a normal door, and the next day it's like a metal door. One day I have regular windows with like boarded up, and the next day there's like it was very thick. It's so I do not know everything that Ben had installed, other than it's in his words, it's safe now.
We just want to make sure it's fireproof.
Exactly.
Oh, I would very much like that. Very, very quite, yes.
Good.
That's wonderful news. Glad to hear it.
Where is Monsieur Remus? Is he coming this evening?
Jerome,
I haven't heard from Remus.
would he have texted the group?
No, he did not reply.
Okay. Well, I hope everything's all right. Ben, you haven't seen him, have you?
No, haven't. I mean, if anything, I'm sure he's probably still with his ghouls. I mean, human beings take a long time to recover from gunshot wounds.
Annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
I could have Robert drive by his house to check on him. There's another option.
Is Revis here? Is he in the room?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure before I addressed you. So, Revis, you look healthy again.
Wait, did we know that he was injured?
Oh yeah.
Or was Doc?
Everyone
yeah.
knew I was injured.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
took 5 ag that night.
He showed up to help, and he was burnt crispy. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He could double up for the vampire version of Bojangles or Popeyes.
Yep.
And
He
to
was
clarify,
crispy
the
chicken.
reason that he got crispy was because he was interrogating someone, right?
Let's not go there. That's a sealed topic, and it pisses Revis off to no end.
She was
He's
asking
biting
out
his
of
tongue
character.
about-
I think.
I was asking out of character because I wanted
Okay.
to
Okay.
respond
Yeah.
in character if I knew that information.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dahlia told her.
Well,
Yeah.
I just want to clarify. Was that?
Yeah, actually.
I'm trying to remember out of character. Was that so that you guys could find Damaris? That
Yes.
He did that.
Yes.
Okay. So Revis, I just want to say I'm glad to see you're here, but I also want to thank you for literally putting your own life at risk for trying to get information. I hear that you took quite a hit.
It's not really necessary. I appreciate the gesture, but
Well,
there are certain obligations that everyone's expected to participate in, and I am far more capable than some of our more principled citizens at certain activities.
Dahlia sighs.
well, honestly, it paid off. So I'm glad to see that you're back. So
I appreciate it, like I said, but for me, it was just part of the responsibility and obligation that I incurred by being here. And I made that clear at the time I engaged in that endeavor as well. But nonetheless, I do appreciate your thought.
Speaking of that, if we see that guy, do we have just kind of kill on sight orders for him because of what he's done?
I don't think we'll see him again.
I think if we see him again, we won't see it coming.
I mean, let's assume we're not doomed and we have an opportunity. Do we try to talk to the guy, or do we put him down if possible?
I don't know. What do you think?
But then
I'm for putting him down.
I was I was underground working on my lair for quite some time. I do not know what you're speaking of. You were injured, and there's a guy. What's
It's a long, drawn out explanation, which I'm not going to go into here for several reasons. But he was one of the escorts for the people that were present from the Sabbat. And did we learn what his exact title was?
He was a paladin.
He was a paladin, but some of them sometimes have other titles. I'm not really familiar with all of the Sabbat language. Paladin is like, my understanding is kind of like being a Justicar or an Archon.
Yeah, it seems like he was up there, but
Quick,
whatever his
Break
rank
out your
was.
Sabbat lore, folks.
Templar. He was the Archbishop's Templar.
Oh yeah, that's
Is what
right.
that's all on Damaris. She's not here.
Dang it.
So, but depending
I'm
on his
just-
rank and depending on if they penalized him for status,
It is possible he was destroyed by the fire too. Who knows?
We can hope.
More was the fire.
at this point, Revis probably needs a control check from him. This is pushing his button a little hard.
Okay. Why don't you give me a self-control check then? Difficulty 6.
One.
One success? Okay.
Well, no. One.
Oh, you watched.
Oh no.
So you have
Oh,
one
you only have
self-control?
one dot in there?
Do you only have one
Wow.
self-control?
Oh, I'm sorry. That would have been willpower?
No, self-control.
No, self-control. And your virtues.
Oh, shoot. Well, I need 2 more. Sorry. Looking at the
I'm
wrong
gonna
thing.
say, oh my gosh.
A 1, a 2, and a 3.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I would say he failed.
Okay, well, you are on humanity. If you want
No.
to... You're not? Oh, uh-oh.
Nope. Path of Typhoon.
Okay, so as he is on humanity, he not on humanity, he automatically frenzies. You can spend a willpower point to write it, if you would like. Which basically
Give me
I'm
a
means...
going
steady
to,
gaze.
I'm going to spend the willpower because I have plenty of that.
Okay,
And
So
then
that-
I'm going to get up, obviously almost not in control, and go, this was not a good topic.
oh no,
Several
you
people
won't,
know
you don't
why.
talk. Yeah, you don't talk. when
Okay,
you
I don't
get-
talk?
No. You
Okay,
you
then
and you get out. You basically for lack of a better term, because you're writing it, you are visibly disturbed and angry, and just like forcibly storm out of the room to go find something to wreck. So basically, he goes into the opposite meeting room and then starts taking out his frenzy on objects. So you start hearing like stuff getting broken and thrashed. And
The moment Ben sees him leave like that, he goes, "Don't follow him. Don't follow him. Let him do his thing. Please trust me. Don't go after him. He'll come
Okay.
back."
But he's causing a commotion, and my customers downstairs can probably hear that.
I'll go downstairs, see what I can do. Just don't deal with them. Don't talk to him. He'll get through this. So then Ben walks out, heads downstairs to see if anybody is caring about what's going on upstairs first.
okay, sure. Why don't you give me a perception and alertness check as you just kind of scan the crowd.
Emotional damage.
5 successes.
Nice.
Okay, cool, good job. You don't see. I mean, There's some people kind of looking around, but they don't seem to be making too much of it at this point. There is some ambient music in the background, which is masking some of it.
Okay. Is that music just being piped in from a radio, or is that coming from live?
No. It's coming from the house speakers.
Okay. Then I go over to wherever that's being controlled. If there's like the manager or whatever, and be like, "Hey, can we maybe like increase the volume just a little bit for the next 10 minutes?"
Yeah, he's like, yeah, sure. So he goes and gets that tuned up.
Excellent. Then I go and check, make sure it went up so that it, I'm also gauging because I can hear, between the two levels, and if it's loud enough, then and I'm satisfied nobody's like giving a hoot, I'll go back upstairs.
Okay. So you go back upstairs. He's still trying to get out of his frenzy. You hear like a chair snap and.
I suppose if anybody asked Damaris, you could just tell him that you were doing some work.
Well, sure. I just I don't want to cause any more attention than necessary.
Ben walks back in. All right, we're good. Nobody's giving a care, and I have them pumping up the volume of the ambient music, so should be okay for now.
So
Thank
do
you.
not talk about the train museum incident.
At least, I mean, when it comes to that, you're talking to a master of going into frenzy here. So, like, whenever you see somebody like that, and that's his thing, I've seen some Sabbat do, where they can, like, internalize that. I don't know, like Flames, how does that work with a lot of Sabbat when they're doing the frenzy stuff?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is kind of embracing it in a way. I mean, I don't frenzy very often myself, so I can't. Everybody's a little different when they handle it. I don't think it's just a Sabbat thing, but they do tend to like it when you lose control a bit. So,
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if that were me, I wouldn't have left the room. I'd just be destroying things. But at least he could get himself to move somewhere and take it out. That's
people, if they, when they hone, so if they do, if they are prone to frenzy, I mean, it takes a lot of, I would guess, willpower to try and control it or direct it in a different area to reduce the amount of impact to whatever's around, I suppose. Everybody's a little different. Not everybody can control it, but he clearly can, which is appreciated. But I'm not looking forward to seeing that room later, but that's okay.
Yeah. So, right. Don't talk about what he's failed at. Don't bring that up.
Well, we both failed at it, so.
But
Anyway.
look what happened to him. I mean, he took way more of a brunt of it than you did, obviously.
That is true. Yes.
So there you go. But anyway, yeah, if it's up to me, if that guy's still alive, I mean, our goal was to destroy him anyway, because he's just apparently a terrible, untrustworthy, powerful guy.
Sounds like he was out for himself.
Yeah, it sounded like he betrayed people before.
Yeah, so it sounds like he's probably got enemies on all faction sides. I mean, if anything, if you guys have information about him, I can certainly try and find him for you. If it matters that much.
Daxus, I mean, it would be useful to know where he is.
If he's alive.
If he's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, since the Sabbat are no longer around in Portland, he certainly wouldn't. I don't see him going back there, except maybe to get his things and then move on.
Oh, sounds like he's burned some bridges. So, wonder who his contacts are that would house him if he's running away like that.
Baron, you were in his head. Do you think he's vengeful? Would he come back here?
If he thinks he can win, I think he would. I
Oh.
think he ultimately wants to survive, and he's played both sides of the fence. So I think he'll align himself with whoever is the stronger side.
Well, if he doesn't want to get hit with a bomb, he knows where he should align himself.
So
I don't see him trying to align with us
Fatality.
because he tried that and we didn't trust him, and then we tried to interrogate him and possibly kill him. So I don't think he's harboring any fond feelings for Ashland.
Well, let's move on to a different subject so that Revis can return and not have to walk back out.
Yeah, so what's this 50 million, right? In restitution to the Camarilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what dream did they figure that we had that kind of money?
Well, it's not hard to figure out.
That is a good question. However, I don't know. I think we could probably get creative on acquiring these pieces. I don't know that we have.
There's no time limit though, right? Is there? Because I know that Remus can definitely help with that, and I can help too, but not in not that quickly.
I had a couple of concerns that I brought up. First is obviously coming up with that kind of money. Second is it needs to be in precious stones and metals. And so if we raise that kind of cash, we're still going to have to convert it.
Can we give them Remus's toilet?
I mean,
there you go.
That's actually a really good idea.
I mean, it is gold.
I know it's a status thing for him, but the only person that really sees it is him and his ghouls.
Frankly, I think that would symbolize this transaction quite well, but you don't repeat that.
We'll just tell them we didn't have time to melt it down.
That'll be believable.
Toilet. Yeah, maybe a toilet isn't the best symbol for this particular arrangement.
Oh, I don't know. I think it says exactly what we want it to say.
Oh, and I agree, but giving it to them and saying it to their face may not be a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think maybe we'll just if he's willing to let it go, then we could just include it in the goods and just leave it at that.
We can tell them that it's for the prince, his new throne.
I love your mindset on that, but I still think that was I don't think that's a good idea.
That may be maybe what our friend Benedict may have been going for.
We'll include a couple of magazines for him.
Jerome,
he's just reading the articles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody else here would remember. Maybe Rachel, but when those two POWs were golded, what happened to them?
That's a great question. They at this point went missing. Did they
go into police evidence?
3 years ago, I think, in real life.
Yeah. Did they go into police evidence?
They would have had to have, and they've been, gone at this point to who knows where.
I wonder how much gold there was in there, because I mean, gold is very expensive, so
Anybody for a trip to Texas?
No.
You just assume there's lots of gold in Texas?
Well, there is at Fort Knox?
Oh,
Kentucky.
whatever. Go for the robbing a bank scheme, huh?
I don't think we
You
need Rob
wanna-
Fort Knox to come up with that.
Do you want to be my Clyde?
I could do that. Wouldn't need the guns.
Mm-mm.
So back in character. I do have an idea. I'm not sure how well we can do some sleuthing. Some time ago, there was in the midst of another incursion on Ashland by the CAM. Incidentally, the time that I was staked, there was a now I'm misremembering all these names. There was an attack on a couple of new anarchs to the city, wherein they were killed by forcing gold into them, like down their throats, I guess. Like
Oh,
molten gold.
Isn't that a James Bond film?
Isn't that Game of Thrones too?
Don't know.
I do not know at all.
It was ostensibly something that her sire had done in California. You know, those twisted CAM people. Anyway, the scene of the crime was pretty horrific, but I don't know what happened to them after that.
were they confiscated by the police?
They must have been. We had other things to worry about at the time, so I wasn't Baron back then either. So I haven't followed up, but I wonder if we could see about tracing the confiscation, maybe see what happened to those specimens.
Honey, I think this falls under your category. Sleuthing is your middle name.
Yeah, you're probably right. This is a cold trail, though. How long ago was that? Like, this is before my time coming here.
Yeah, it was. Let me see. Oh, Bear was around. Bear was August 2019. By my notes, they went to the morgue, and that's the last I heard of it.
And this happened in Ashland?
Oh yeah, it happened in the parking lot of the speakeasy, actually.
Okay. I can give my guy in the PD a call, see if he can fish up anything. That's a weird. So these guys were killed by having gold poured in them, and then they died, and then they were taken to the morgue.
That's my understanding. However, I think if you ask about it, then that plants, seeds in somebody's mind, and then if they happen to go missing from wherever they're being kept, that's just kind of a
Well,
we would want to be careful about.
we'll just make sure he doesn't remember.
That is an option.
Or you can kill them.
I still think no, we don't want to kill our contact in the police. I
Oh,
still think that Ben should ghoul him.
You think I should ghoul like half the people in the city just for convenience? It's not how this works.
That is not true. Shannon was the only one I suggested that you ghoul besides this police officer.
All right, granted, but it's like every other useful person who has skills. You think I should ghoul? Not half the population, but enough. Or
I mean, I find it to be rather convenient, but
oh no, not you too. Jill.
So, all in favor of
But
Ben
honestly-
ghouling the police officer, raise their hand.
honestly, sometimes ghouls are more trouble than they're worth. Sometimes they run up your phone bill.
Huh. Well, anyway, yeah. Here, let me give him a call. See if he knows. I mean, that was a long time ago, and they were dead bodies with stuff in them. I'm not sure how they're going to work with
Just
that, but
tell him that you're working on a cold case.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to have to see what I can come up with. So Ben pulls out his phone and he gives Detective Rumbus a ring.
Okay, so
You would think he'd be used to you asking weird things.
so he ends up picking up his phone. Detective Rumbus.
Detective, it's Ben. Long time no hear.
Yes, it's actually been kind of quiet as of the last month and a half. I figured you might have flown away to some sort of quasi-retirement.
Yeah, I wish sometimes, but, well, got to pay them bills. So, hey, question, a little off, I know, but working kind of a really cold case, and wondering if you've seen any of this. There was a fiasco that happened in town a little bit back, maybe a few years, where some guys were killed by gold, like poured down their throat, some weird assassination type thing. You ever hear about that case?
Yes, the Midas case.
Even got a name. Wow. Hey, whatever happened to the bodies? What happens when there's gold in them?
Well, you're presumably asking the wrong individual. Thank you for the raid there, Table of Horrors. Yay! Being rated for a party for 10. He says, I am not entirely sure. It's not something that we have protocol for in that sort of thing. Individuals' death by gold is not exactly under the police code.
Right.
However, I believe they may have been turned over to federal custody.
Gotcha.
It may have been something to the effect of the sheer volume of gold that was used to murder them.
Right.
For I suppose that's an apt term here. Of course, the case went cold, and I think that they took it over, trying to track down individuals who might have had a motive and had access to that level of gold.
Gotcha. So those bodies and all that is long gone then, I take it?
Oh, of course.
All right. Yeah, just wanted to see. Well, that's better than knowing nothing. Appreciate that, Detective. Hey, if anything's going on in town, of course, just let me know. I've got some time in my hands, but that's all I had for you tonight, I think.
Very well, then. You enjoy the rest of your evening.
Take care. He hangs up. And he looks at the group. It's like, yeah, so yeah, they call it the Midas case. It's got a little bit of a history there, but seems like the feds swooped in because of the amount of gold involved in the killing. They just kind of took that under their jurisdiction, apparently, according to the detective. And so those bodies and all that's long gone. They've flown that somewhere else.
Oh, there's still Fort Knox.
Worth a try.
Is there any way we can use magic to find gold or any of that stuff?
I'm afraid I can't scry on dollars.
I don't know. I've heard of magicians being able to turn things into gold.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, like a divining rod, leads you to like a gold deposit
Oh,
or a
so
mine
you're
or.
wanting to go over to one of the mines and see if we can dig it up?
I mean, they're talking about precious metals and stuff. If we could just get it directly rather than getting the cash, it's an
Yeah.
option, maybe.
Are there even gold mines in Oregon?
Good question. Seems like there's mines just about everywhere. I don't
Arizona.
know.
Revis will come in at this point.
Feeling better?
So
His color is not indicative of his feeling better. He's probably the palest you've ever seen him.
Welcome back.
can
Do
we
you
just
need-
make a payment arrangement? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, do you need a drink?
No, but he looks over at where Damaris says, I apologize for the condition of your room. I'll settle up with that later.
Oh,
It's all right. Didn't bother my customers, so you're okay.
In answer to your question, Damaris, they made it clear that due to their anti-technology policy, simple transfer would not be amenable.
I guess I didn't mean it as like a simple transfer. I guess I just meant as like they don't expect it all at once, right? Like,
Oh,
can we make
No,
like, okay, like a chunk here, next month, a chunk of this, eventually to pay it off just so that they know that it's coming. You know what I mean?
they did request it to be in few shipments, I suppose, and the transport is kind of a hazy issue. Maybe we just need to hand it over to Alistair himself, and he can take it where it needs to go.
So are we on a 30-year plan?
Well, if we want him in town for 30 years, I suppose we could do that.
Yeah, no thanks.
No.
I tried to talk Colin into doing a sex tape, and we decided it was just a little too suspicious
Wow,
timing-wise. So
that's a lot of information to
we'll have to.
process.
I mean, just trying to draw some straws here.
Yeah,
Would
that's
Colin,
tough.
Colin
Is
would be
this-
having sex with you in the tape?
That is yes.
Where, this, would this be on the DVD?
Oh.
So, so it sounds like we need to find a dealer of
Wait.
some sort.
We've crossed that option off the list, so
Yeah.
never mind.
I don't know, Henri. We probably could do something with you and somebody else.
Oh no.
Well, they
babe,
said like
don't.
metals and
That's not
stones and things of that nature, right? So, I mean, what about like coin dealers and stuff? They wanted him precious metals and stuff. They didn't say what form.
That's kind of a gray area. I wonder if that would work. Some, antique coins are worth more than the gold.
Yeah, they didn't give you an actual weight. They just said value.
Yeah.
Just something to think about. There's a lot of old coins overseas. Just saying, might be easier, more convenient for delivery purposes to maybe deal with someone who's is a dealer in that kind of thing that could easily acquire it.
So I think if anyone has contacts in the maybe antiques world or some, I don't know, we could maybe, if somebody's good at gambling, we could play the speakeasy, although I'm not sure how much of their money the Giovanni would like to part with.
Robert is very good at gambling.
Who are the
You
casinos
just-
owned by out here?
Okay, so
The one in Ashland is the Giovanni's.
okay, you can read minds. You can go gamble, play cards, clean house. Just you go from place to place so that it's not obvious that you're cheating.
Maybe
But-
that would be better done at a non-Giovanni establishment.
Should
And it
we
might not
take
get
a
you
road
50
trip
million
to
for that.
Reno or Las Vegas?
Well, I don't know who owns the casinos in Vegas. Probably the Giovanni again.
Or the Ventru?
Or both. I mean, probably, yeah.
You do
Wait,
all
Las
realize
Vegas is the place that this. It's where you guys got in trouble, right?
Right.
Maybe we should do Reno instead.
you do all realize that all of the mob-owned casinos, which is all of them, come back to either the Sedites, the Ventru, or the Giovanni.
Well, right.
That checks out.
Okay, maybe not that plan then.
I'm just saying, just pick which one you're going to irritate it if that's what you're going to do, and stick to just one clan. Don't hit like 3 casinos from one for each. That's
Right.
not
How
gonna work out
ironic! How ironic would it be to sack a casino in Vegas for the sacking of Vegas?
That would be pretty sweet, not gonna lie.
That's almost as good as the gold toilet.
Now, since we're talking about valuable art objects, there's a lot of gold statues out there which aren't quite as obvious as the toilet, but nonetheless can convey your thoughts on the matter.
There is one in Salem.
One
It's a gold statue. It's on the top of the Capitol building, but it is gold.
I mean, that might be hard to fence.
Why would you fence it? It's
You
gold.
just melt it down.
I think that would be very obvious if it was missing.
That's what we have artists for. They can create a tinfoil replica and paint it gold, and we'll put it up there.
Well, Clovis is going to take some research into trying to. I mean, really, I think the best thing is to find dealers that specialize in the metals and the gemstones that they're looking for.
I agree.
Also, if we, I don't know, maybe get other valuable things like art could probably be sold for a fair amount.
Or if we're not really concerned about causing irate feelings, we could send a group over to Africa, go to the diamond mines, acquire some diamonds that accidentally fell into our pouches, and leave.
How are we going to get there without being... We're going to have to deal with the fact that we will run into sunlight.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Do they mine at night?
They mine.
Well,
they
they
run those
mine-
operations continuously.
But I'm talking about unless we have a private flight, we can't just go coach.
Well,
How
yeah,
do you think the
that's
Ventrus
true.
travel from one continent to the
I'm
other?
sure they have their own private plane.
And finding a plane that doesn't have cabin windows would thus not be something we're capable of? Because I'm sure they exist.
I came to the United States in a shipping container, and these shipping containers have no windows. So
Just like
that works.
Dracula. Oh.
So we're going to go to Africa in shipping containers.
Hey,
I would
he
go.
came up with the shipping container. I like the airplane myself.
That's a lot faster.
I've never been out of the United States.
A shipping container like on a ship?
That's how it was over a century ago when I came here. So it was
Right.
But I'm saying if you did a shipping container on a plane, the way he is saying. So then you are in the container, or you could be in the coffin, and
In the container.
another shipping container because your shipping is a buddy, but and fly.
Well,
Right?
while you guys do that, I'm gonna research and find some dealers.
As much as I would love to go on this adventure, I think it'd be easier to do the coins.
Coins or gems. We just need to look into that. I feel like the dealer antique market and things like that.
Okay. So Flames is looking into that market.
I'll look into that.
Who wants to look into, like, if there's mines we could take advantage of? Because that's got to be a thing. If they're looking for metals, who can look into that?
I can Google it right now.
Arizona.
Jerome, I will Google. Actually, Brittany will Google mines in Oregon.
There you go. Now we're cooking with fire.
I mean, we have a lot of volcanic
Booyah!
rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't there where there's a volcano, there's diamonds?
No.
No.
Noise.
No. Basalt, maybe, not diamonds.
I personally don't know how to do this, but you can manufacture diamonds from coal. You
Science?
can do that. Yes.
Science.
And they
Aren't
would
those
be
worth less though?
They are
Here?
not, actually.
Traditionally.
How do I find out what they mine?
So lab grown versus natural, there's not a price difference there.
There
There
some
is,
people
yeah.
prefer, regularly grown diamonds. But it's called cubic zirconia. But you can manufacture them to look exactly, they actually have better clarity than regular diamonds.
I'm sure that they're going to have everything checked by a professional.
Yeah, if they're really like anal about having specifically like precious metals and stuff, they're going to be checking it, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I would say spray paint some stuff gold and send it to them.
There you go.
Gold leaf it. At least we can tell them it's real gold.
Mm-hmm.
Failure.
Yep, and there is Haley with the suggestion: group trip to South Africa.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what Reva said.
I was saying the same thing. To put me in the shipping container, I will go. Revis and I we have obfuscate together. We'll sneak in, take this shit, and go.
Sophie, why don't you? I mean, I know you're researching this right now. Your mines.
There are mines.
Yeah, I know there's mines. There's mines in most towns, or in most states, I should say. But since the discussion at this point has turned to South Africa, because everybody misses the rains in Africa, I guess. Why don't you give me a wits and alertness check? Because that makes you think of art, because you're a Toreador.
5 successes
Wowzer!
out of 6 dice.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Okay. So your mind first goes, okay, so they're talking about they're talking about South Africa. So the first thing your mind goes to is, okay, there's probably fashion designers who fashion shoes in South Africa. Not helpful to the group, helpful to you. And then your second thought goes, but South Africa sounds kind of familiar. I've seen South African art. Where have I seen South African art at? The Cedar House.
Yes, Malcolm is from South Africa. So you're saying the Giovanni owns South Africa also?
I'm not saying that Giovanni owns. I love how we're analyzing everything in like large swaths. It's like, okay, the Giovanni just went, and somehow colonized all of South Africa.
Yeah,
I mean, vampires have been around for a long
no, I
time.
know.
right.
I'm just
You do know that-
imagining. I'm imagining, in the very beginning, right after Cappadocius, Augustus diablerizes Cappadocius, that you start seeing these little red arrows fly out from Venice, like Indiana Jones, and it's and there's like, and they're colonizing like everywhere and putting their stamps down so that
Right.
the Camarilla doesn't somehow claim it.
we are all aware of the fact that there are clans of Canaanites in Africa that aren't Giovanni or Ventru.
I'm
That
sure they
would-
have all of them.
That would be a pretty big lore check at that point.
I thought it was in the write-up that's about the clans, the Leban, and I forgot the other one.
Nope. At best, most vampires would know that there's probably some sort of vampire
Okay,
equivalent.
my mistake then.
But that's
I
about
thought.
it. Yeah, if you're a European vampire, the only way you're going to have knowledge of them is if you're from that specific area, or you've lived long enough into the Dark Ages that you may have met one of the Wanderers, which means all the Liban are basically Gangrel, which is a misnomer, but that would be about as close as you'd probably come without actually having the lore.
I like the idea. We could expand there. It could be the new Anarch Free State.
In South Africa?
Sure. It's got diamonds. It solves both problems.
So Ben, you want to move to South Africa?
Do I want to move to South? No, I don't want to move to South. At least not yet. I mean, who knows? Maybe in 100 or 200 years when everything.
I mean, maybe we can retire.
Sure, if vampires retire, is that a thing we do? I don't know.
No.
I don't think there's vampire social security, so I'm not quite sure.
Of course, there's vampire social security. That's what neonates are for.
I mean, okay, you got a point, but that's very cam. That's little in a cam territory.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen neonates in. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I mean,
Well,
I guess
okay.
Sophie's a neonate.
So, mine's got people looking into antique dealings. Anybody know any financial experts? Anybody know anyone who's a stockbroker or something like that with money or gems or
Trudy?
anything? I don't know.
Well, let me arrange
would
a
know.
nightly
Trudy.
office visit, and I'll Google one.
Or did Trudy just know real estate? I thought she had money dealings.
I mean, who knows what she's into? Ventru, right?
Yeah. I mean, although she did just tie the knot with, Giovanni, so I mean, we've got that going on. So maybe there's a 1-2 punch we can take advantage of there. But
She
Well-
does consider herself a anarch, right? Not just an independent.
Oh, yes, she is very much an anarch.
Is she aware of the price that's been set?
She's on the chat, although I'm not sure how much she follows it. So I expect we can count on her to put something in.
No, there's a thought, but it's not repeatable, mind you. Just for here, elder tax.
yeah.
Quan also, you remember Quan, the Giovanni cousin. He's also decided he's going to help us out, but I mean, he's a professor. I'm not sure how much he. Wait, isn't he like treasure hunting professor.
So what's the price
Things.
he's going to
Indiana
place on us?
Hold on, you know a treasure hunting professor? We need some treasure, and you know a guy who deals with treasure?
You know Quan, right?
I mean,
No.
I saw him do the thing in the text, but I've never met the guy.
Oh, well. He's interesting.
I mean, just
Yeah, but
saying.
what is he going to require from us in order to help us?
I mean, you were on the chat and he just said that he would contribute.
I know, but nothing's free.
I don't know.
Well, any other ideas as far as getting these special stones medals for the 50 mil?
We'll just work on it as we go.
I remember what I was going to ask Jerome. That occult market.
Uh-oh.
Do they have like precious stones and stuff? Did I see anything?
It's not
going
something
on?
you specifically looked for, but given the odd nature of what you of some of the things that you went for, yeah, they probably have, because it's not like they have card readers. You're not going to be able to track, so even if they don't specifically like trade in it, they probably have people there that barter in that just for means of, of buying and selling.
Okay,
for the
that makes
exchange of
sense.
goods.
But the problem with that place is basically like what you need to have something to trade in the first place.
Right. The Midnight Augury.
What about the stone or the parchment? Is that?
You mean, do you think they'll want my black rock?
I mean, I guess, is it still special?
I like the
I
look
don't
on
know.
Ben's face.
It'll always be special in our hearts. As far as worth something, who knows? I guess we need another.
To have it appraised.
Right.
We
What
have
is that?
we have shops in Ashland that could appraise that, right?
Possibly.
I don't know. I never looked for one.
Sure.
Some of those
you
new
could find somebody who's like a gem dealer.
I mean, that's something.
As far as the parchment goes, I mean, we'd have to sell that if we're willing to sell that. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind, but it seems like some of you magical types really wanted to hold on to that, like, as long as possible. Is that still the case? Do we still need that?
Just an idea.
There might be an easier way to get gems.
Do tell.
Diamond couriers come through the airports all the time.
So steal it from those who are stealing or transporting the gems illegally?
Whatever works for us, but I'm just saying, diamonds are couried by air all the time.
How would you
I don't know about that part,
track
but
down?
We would have to get in with the cartels. Ultimately, we'd have to have somebody who's in the know. And when it comes to that stuff,
That'll be Giovanni again.
Yeah, I mean, they'd probably have
or
some of that.
Ben, or
local gangs?
Yeah, I mean,
you're investigating a cartel right now, are you not?
Yeah, exactly. So there are local gangs. I'm not sure what all they're trading in, but I could take a look. I would guess mostly drugs, but it could be lots of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there because we were talking about diamonds, and I'm kind of like, there's some other way. And then I remember they're transported, the cut ones that go to the jewelry houses. Those are almost always by courier by air. Normally,
What? I have a question. We keep coming up with the name Giovanni. Couldn't we? I know this isn't exactly what we want to do. Couldn't we make a deal with him in exchange for?
Not unless you want to owe something more to somebody else. I mean,
In exchange
it's
for
just
paying the bill.
I am just throwing it out
No.
there as a
Yeah.
suggestion.
We would just be changing who we owe stuff to, ultimately.
rob
Yeah,
Peter to
I-
pay Paul. It's not a
I-
good situation.
I think we've got a pretty good balance here with the local Giovanni. And I would also like to add that it's due to a boon that I owed to another Giovanni, a higher ranking one, that got us into this mess in the first place. In the sense of being put in the crosshairs of the Justicar. So ultimately, it could pay out, but definitely complicated things.
There's a text message that comes up in the group chat.
Okay.
It's from Haley. Or not Haley. Well, it's from Trish. And it says, hey, y'all, I've got a gold record. I don't need it. Do you want it? I can say it's yours.
Is it, I'll text back. Is it actually gold? I thought that was a metaphor.
Probably, writes back something to the effect of like, I bid it, it's gold. It's, like how most people test gold. You bite down on it. Yep, it's a real thing. No, it's actual gold. It's an award.
Well, it's something.
I will text back. You carried that with you in your backpack?
For sentimental reasons.
Glad she didn't get robbed. I will text back. We will take it gladly, and thank you.
Okay, so she just sends a thumbs up emoji and just let you guys know it's at the Haven whenever you need it.
All right.
Well, that's something.
A literal chunk of change. Well, then, in the meantime, on my end, I know a guy, Israel, who I was talking to with regard to previous cases that have kind of taken a weird turn, but he seems to know at least a little bit about finance. He deals mostly with like shady real estate, but I'll see if he knows anybody in the area or if he can get me in contact with any of the cartels that were trying to interact with us or talent nearby. And let everybody know. Don't know how long that'll take.
I just had another thought. If we try to go the Oregon mining route, it's possible that we may run afoul of local werewolves.
If it's in their territory, yeah, I mean, sure.
We generally don't venture too far out of the city, so it hasn't been a problem, but they probably would not appreciate us doing DIY mining.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's not like they have any use for it.
We need to find another Sabbat city and just steal from them. I mean, we've proven we can pound them in one city. We just need to find another.
Vancouver.
Texas. Tucson.
I don't know if, Ben, you really want the reputation of taking on Sabosities for the purpose of robbing them. That sounds like that might backfire just a touch.
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right.
I
Be
mean,
fun.
if you did something like you developed a personal feud with one, that's different. But and of course, it just would happen accidentally that feud developed. But then you talk about how the feud developed, and you let the lie spread around. Oh, not I'm sorry, the truth spread around a little bit, and then if you accidentally acquire goods while you're settling that feud, it's completely honest. And honesty's always the best policy.
And I'm sure you believe that.
Well, I'm trying to make sure that the more principled members of this illustrious group don't take offense.
I hear you.
I appreciate that remark.
I think you have enough humanity for all of us.
All right. I mean, unless anybody else has anything to say about it, yeah, I agree with Knives here. What else we got to talk about?
Yeah, what other business do we have?
Henri, do you need any more help with your haven, or you think you're good for now?
I am is that the we are making items now. Robert says that the comparing my backpacks and the duffel bags I'm making, they can sell for 500 a piece. The jackets can sell from 500 to 1,000 a piece, but I do not know how to market them. And it's just Skeeter and myself making these things. So I would need someone else to help us. So I mean, there's not much money I can give to the cause, but I would like to work on the business to make the money for myself, and but also for the is this group
How long does it take you to make a jacket?
myself. By myself, it takes about 2 weeks.
Well, because Ben's dealing with our illustrious repressed citizens, and maybe if Ben let it slip that he knew someone who do custom gang jackets on demand, it would give him another in, so to speak, and it would drive some business your way.
This is something I can do. Depending upon how many that were ordered, I might need someone else to help us. Skeeter is good, but I mean, I make 1 in 2 weeks. He would make 1 in 2 weeks. But if we get the large order in, I don't know how many jackets you're talking.
I'm guessing we could come up with a spare seamstress or two to help you out.
All right.
But mainly you need somebody helping you selling this stuff?
Well, it's, marketing, but also I would need if we get an order for 10, that's for myself, it's just 20 weeks. Skeeter and myself, that's 10 weeks. But if we have someone else come along, we can, it cuts the creation time down.
Well, if you're wanting someone potentially for marketing who has experience in the art world, I've heard that Sansa is a pretty well-known ceramic artist. She might be able to maybe give you some information on what you need to do potentially to market.
You see, this is what's difficult. So I when I first started leatherworking, it was making items that were practical for usage, and then because things are now not hand done so much, they are more expensive because of the way we are making them. But then to call it a piece of art, I mean, I am good at what I do, but it's a whole other level. And then Benjamin, you remember when we went to the place with the comic books?
The
And-
Comic-Con, yeah, I remember.
Yes, this is a Comic-Con. They wanted me to do a contract to make their specialized hardcover books.
That's right.
I to be honest, I forgot about that till now. But this is something else. I do not need to. No, I do not know even know how to contact. Or
So it's sounding like you need like an agent, a specialist who can put you in touch with ways to get this stuff done.
yes,
And Robert doesn't have any of those skills. He just is more or less your butler that helps you with odds and
well,
ends.
he has some of those skills, but Robert is very into gambling right now. He is. He's been.
That's
been
not a
making-
good thing. You don't want
Well,
him
no,
gambling off the money that you're earning.
No, quite the opposite. He funded my last abode. He helped to fund where we are now. He's made some money.
Huh.
When
By
we
gambling, huh?
Oh yes, when we were digging into the mountain and we found the stone, that whole project was funded by Robert.
Right. Huh. Okay. Well, with that said, I mean, yeah, anybody here know of anyone who could help Henri out?
I don't know of any agents, but the crowd that frequents my club, if you can make some like leather bustiers,
You mentioned
or
before. You said the corsets and bustier.
and the leather strapping.
Or large trucks of lands.
No, you did mention this before.
Well, if you want to do the BDSM route, then there's no shortage of clients.
Right. I mean, there's people who, some of the guys wear the straps.
What is this BDSM?
We're not going to explain that. We're not going to explain that. So,
It's part of Sedite lore.
Andre, we'll have a discussion later.
I really think that you should talk to Sansa.
I will
She
talk to
is-
Sansa. If you can give me her contact information, and I will absolutely.
She's in the art market. She probably has some contacts that you can talk to.
Okay.
Hello, Sansa.
let us
I
know
was
if that
told to
doesn't
talk
work
to you
out.
about the BDSM.
You know, you might be
And wires
surprised.
were
We'll
crossed.
see.
Oh my gosh.
all right,
Just
so
because she's
sounds
60
like-
doesn't mean that she's that old, you know, like out of shape. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
boy.
Out of touch.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Keeps
So
her young and
sounds-
spry, just saying.
I have a whole series of ads you can look at Henri, which will explain the whole thing to you.
Be careful.
The way
He
you
might
are
convert
acting
you.
right now, I'm thinking
back.
because you were talking corsets earlier. I was thinking maybe you were forgetting I am the French, so as I quite know quite a bit about other things. But I mean, maybe we did not call it BDSM 200 years ago. We had the words for it. So
But-
you know. Oh, that's right. We have. It's a topic we really shouldn't develop here.
we can talk later. Yeah.
We should talk later.
So it sounds like Librarian's got at least a couple of options, Sansa, and maybe talking to some folks at the Tomb. All right.
The Comic Con. Who is the people with the books for the contract they were talking?
Yeah, that was Black Dog Games.
Black Dog Games. Okay.
Aren't those the people that make that LARP?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's Doug. Doug could probably. Doug would have contacts with me since he enjoys playing that game.
He leads the local group. Yes. He's,
Well, when we were at the Comic Con, we met them as the creators of the game,
oh, really?
and they were very interested in specialized hardcover books. So Doug would probably want to do this as well. Yeah.
What are you using for the cover, Henri?
Well, I can use anything. I mean, the easiest is pig or cow leather. But if someone has the money, I mean, we can go with goat or human hide. It just depends on what that's what.
Because there are some collectors that like really unique book covers.
Oh yeah. I have worked with all others. I have worked with. I was trained.
Alligator?
What's that?
Alligator?
You asked was the alligator. Yes, I have not worked as a reptile. Reptile is very difficult.
Just curious.
I could learn if this is something that my Baroness wants. Yes.
Well, we'll see how your business develops. You don't want to take on too much too soon.
This is true.
Right. Yeah. Find that person who's going to help you and then work from there.
Yep. And I can bring you in some clientele.
Okay. Like as a Sansa as for the agent, as the BDSM for okay for you, as a black dogs for the game dogs. Okay. I have quite a bit.
Rest of years for the Goths. You're well covered.
So yes, when the money starts coming in, then I shall give my portion to you. So for our Anak clan.
You should ask Sansa if she knows anyone who's willing to model for you. Models help sell a lot of clothes, both male and female.
Well, when we were at the Comic-Con, there was the models that we saw there that they were just
Similar to that, but they help push your product and make it more visible for all of the obvious reasons.
Actually, Paladin might be open to something like that as well.
There you go.
So is this the same Paladin from earlier? Or is this a different Paladin?
It's the group she's in.
Oh, it's the Paladin group. I'm sorry. We were talking about the person Paladin earlier.
No. But on that point, I'm actually, I've been working on sort of an album concept myself that as soon as I've got the go-ahead from Isadora, then I'm willing to put the proceeds from that on the table as well.
Nice.
Yeah, the only way I can contribute is from the club. So I can give a percentage.
Okay.
And whatever Ben and I maybe we can take on some more cases.
Is your club big enough that some clubs they have the concerts? This has been done for decades. Is it big enough to do the concert?
Yeah, we had a grand opening with several bands.
Because that could be quite lucrative if you do that correctly. I would think.
If you put it together, I will allow you to even do a runway at my club if you want to cater to the goth.
So the goth, this is the black dress and how you dress, right? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I wonder if we could hold an auction, like a charity auction in the city.
Sure. What are we going to auction?
Slavery.
I mean, we got enough guys. Maybe we can auction dates.
No, you heard that emanate
The book.
from.
That was the book.
Yeah.
From my book.
Yes.
Well, Damaris's book.
From her pouch.
Did your book just say slavery?
He doesn't know what he means.
Talis, no.
Oh, why not? They fetch a good penny. At least they did in my
like
day.
1800s.
But it's very uncouth at this day and age.
It's also illegal.
Bah.
Yes.
Revis kind of looks around at the word illegal. Yeah, like no one here has done anything illegal.
A minor speed
We're
bump.
all
Well,
innocent
I've
as
never
New York snow.
I've never done slavery.
I think we're going to thank you for the suggestion. We'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, just no Talis. No.
I have had slaves and I have been a slave. It is not a good fun time.
Okay.
Well, he might be worried about or talking about the they do it at some of the auctions where you buy a date for the night.
That's what I was suggesting. We can auction Ben.
I mean, there's $1 million right there.
You can hear Talus gagging at this point. Just like,
I would pay $1 million for you, baby.
I knew it. It's worth it.
It's all in the advertising.
I would be willing to go out on a limb for that. I mean, the auction.
I mean, we
God.
can even auction Revis. I mean,
Hey, I've got.
What if you do a
are-
vampire
you are
auction
a
date?
nice looking man, so
I don't
Isn't
know where you get
there-
that. My charisma's only 4.
Okay, so isn't there an article, or not an article, but what is that? The underground paper that we run, that's sort
Bloodspot.
of for us. So what if you advertise in there about basically auction off a date with one of these eligible vampire bachelors, sort of deal?
mm-mm.
I do not want to have groupies following me while I'm out running around at night. That's not going to end well.
No, and
These are a little bit annoying.
there's a certain Bruja that would love to get her claws into Ben.
Jerome, I'm gonna do
yeah.
Matthew 1,000 Faces and try to do Colin's face.
okay.
We could get $1 million for each ab.
What's the difficult? It's at 6.
Difficulty 6. Yeah.
All right, I have 5 successes.
Okay. Yes, I mean you look like you, but with Colin's face.
So I could be very attractive if needed. See, Sophie, you like Baroness?
So, impressive likeness. Almost like looking at the real thing.
Yeah.
You didn't get the abs right.
I can't do the abs. I can do the face. Is all I can do.
Honestly, I wasn't looking that close.
Why are you looking at the abs? Don't you already have someone? Goodness! Damaris is only back merely a month and you're already going around with others.
No.
So I try for Ben. I only get 3 successes.
Okay.
It was merely an observation, Talus.
Yeah, I can be Benjamin. See, I could be as attractive.
But you can't go on all the dates, Audrey. That's the thing.
I could go on some. It had been quite some time.
What if they wanted to take a selfie with you?
That would not work. No.
Yeah.
That is.
You would just have to
Wear a mask, and then I could like Mardi Gras. I could say, no, here we're wearing a mask. Ooh,
You're better off just running with the goth chicks who aren't going to worry about if you're in the selfie or not. They'll just go, I went on a vampire date, and of course he doesn't show up in the picture.
What did they call me? As a master? I could be as a master again. So
They called you the Baron because that's what that character in the show is called.
that
Apparently.
was not the Baron. It was a Baron. That's right. There was a Baron.
Oh, what we do in the shadows?
Oh, but the book knows about the TV show? Really? Wow.
The book knows about a lot of things.
Thank you.
He's
Well,
been
hold
left alone at
Oh,
home
well
with the
said.
TV on.
Yes.
I can't do that.
Hey,
I've been tasked by Killian to take him everywhere.
what all does the book know anyway?
It's a clan book.
Why is he speaking of me
That's all
in
you
third
need to
person?
know.
He
It's a clan book.
Mm.
It's
So it just
not
knows about the clan.
it's for us. It's not. It just has a personality and it's very bored at home.
Mhm.
Oh,
Very
well,
bored.
They can go out with me and Ben then for a while. We'll take good care of it.
Nope.
No.
Pass.
Nope.
Pass.
Nope.
And I'm saying that in character. Nope.
I
Nope.
Question.
promised
Are they
Killian
offering
that
to take me to Barnes and Noble to mock the lesser beings?
I can take you to Barnes and Noble. I already have like several times this month.
I
We'll
know,
take you
but
to the
I
goth
could-
club.
I could clearly use another trip.
Okay, we can go tonight.
Oh, that's correct. It's open late, is it not? This is a weekend.
Yes.
Ooh. Very good.
What is the purpose of this?
The book.
There is no purpose.
You
What,
know,
what? There's always
Henri,
a purpose.
don't you think the book could do with a like a special cover?
No.
I am working on the cover.
It's already been worked. Yes.
He is quite all right. He is 12 inches by 9 inches and then 4 inches, and I've got the
But
measurements.
does it have any special gold leaf or anything on it to identify it
I was
on
not.
the outside? Nothing.
I'll tell you.
No
make this happen.
No
I would
beautiful
prefer gold
pictographs.
leaflets on my cover.
I was going to do,
Pictographs, you know.
I mean, should we toss
You're
in some
becoming
diamonds?
excessively greedy,
Look,
Talus.
I was going
Here's
to
the
do
thing.
brand-
I
I was
did
going
You
not
to
don't
do
need to
branding.
babysit Talus. He doesn't have to go everywhere with us, Talus.
Nonsense.
No, I was going to do.
Hellion didn't carry you everywhere.
The branding.
Of course not. I had many cane knights to tutor. They would be too busy.
So, yeah, was the book involved in tutoring?
For Lianen.
Just for them.
Well, I
Why
understand.
does he keep referring to me as the
exclusivity.
book?
We have.
Do I not have a name?
We have. Yes, you have a name. And almost every clan has a font of knowledge, which is unique to itself. Obviously, your particular font of knowledge is animated uniquely. I think it's a very nice, appropriate symbol for you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to ask it because it's a book with knowledge. Hey, Talos, do you know where we could just get a lot of special minerals and stones and things?
I love how they're asking my book about
Yeah,
how
why
to
not?
find gems and shit.
Maybe it knows of a special clan stash of stones. Who knows?
Clan stash.
I'm giving it to you if that's the case.
Well, Ben,
you can hear some
stones
flipping
had a
around.
couple of meanings in medieval times.
Oh, well, sure. But
I'm sure he knows. Yeah, I don't know that we want those though.
No.
But there was the discussion of South Africa.
Yes.
Back to South Africa.
There's a lot of precious stones there, but you are, let me see. No, there is the lost treasure of Mithras.
Do you know where it is, Talus?
I have a reasonable understanding of where it might be. You would need to go to England, however.
Isn't England like under Ventrue rule?
I was not asked who rules such island. I was asked
Oh,
where
I
you
understand.
might
I'm
find
just-
riches. If
I
one
was just-
happens to knock over a Ventrue in doing so, so be it.
I really like the book. I really like the book.
Yeah,
I really like Talus.
That
He
makes
is-
sense.
He's very
Uh.
unique.
He's very old school. In a good way, sometimes.
Talus, I regret that you are that my book collection has been incinerated, or I would have introduced you to the collection that I had. They are all cinders and ashes now, though.
Oh, what, are they sentient?
No, it's not that they are sentient. They are beautiful.
Oh, well then, good riddance. They were
Then he'll just make fun of them. That's why Barnes & Noble is his favorite store.
uh-huh.
To make
Well-
himself feel better.
I wonder,
mass-produced crap.
Talus, do you have a way of detecting other sentient books?
Detecting others. To the best of my knowledge, I am unique. I would imagine a judicious use of auspex might do so.
I don't think I've ever looked at a library using auspex before. There are some very, very old libraries.
There are.
That does sound kind of interesting, doesn't it?
Especially if they happen to be Camarilla libraries.
I wonder. I mean, I don't know how this would relate to the topic at hand, but we have a number of occultist or rare books kind of stores in town. Maybe we could find something, I mean, a diamond in the rough, so to speak, that could be worth more than it's being offered for.
Like a collector item or something?
Yeah.
Oh, Dahlia, you must take me to one of these places. I
Thanks,
wish
guys.
to see some of this tree-hugging hippie crap.
It's not our fault Talos is like this, okay? We're going to talk. He's going to hear it, you know. How does he hear things? I'm not going to ask. No, I'm not going to ask.
Just don't. Just don't.
Well, you know, if the Tsumizi were involved in his creation in any way, there's no telling what composes his binding.
Yeah.
I am not telling.
It's okay. I think I think you're a wonderful creation.
Why, thank you. Dahlia, make a note. Invite him the next time we go to Barnes & Noble.
Can I come?
Listen, we might want to keep Talos a bit more secure, just because when I was interrogated by the Sabbat, they seemed quite interested in our clan history.
Do you know why?
I I honestly don't know. They got a few things about the city, but they didn't seem like, when they were probing, it seemed they were more interested about my clan than anything. And I don't know why specifically, but you have to understand as well. You guys know that Killian is my sire. Very Sabbat, obviously. We also have Adam, who's also my clan, who's extremely powerful. So I could be any number of reasons. Maybe they don't like Killian and they're trying to figure out how to take him down by way of my clan. That was the reason I left the Sabbat, was because of our clan presence here.
You know they have a taste for elder blood, right?
Do you think they could
Yes,
get
they do.
to Adam?
Well, Adam is in slumber.
Do you think he's in any danger from them?
I do always think that
Pin feathers and
someone
gully
who's-
fluff.
I think that any of us are always at risk, but being that he technically, I guess, would be considered an elder, and they could be looking for him, but I don't know for sure.
Is wherever he's taken his long nap safe, like secured or anything?
Drum, do I know if he's taken his long nap in Lithia Park?
He did not state where exactly he's doing that.
Okay. I don't know that where he is stationed per se. Like, I could probably find him, but I wasn't given the specifics, which is probably smart, just in case they were trying to figure that out if they were getting in my head.
Right.
Is there a way to find someone who's in the ground like that?
I mean, yeah, I've been able to find.
I mean, besides
individuals,
scrying isn't something that most vampires can do, right? So
no, it's quite rare.
I mean, if you were to try to find, say, a gangrel who was underground, is there a way to do that?
Well, it comes down to,
You use a laser pointer.
if
Wait for them to come out and jump.
That could be one way, more entertaining for sure. No, I mean, scrying is just if you know enough about the individual, it's better if you have something of theirs to find them specifically. But um, if I don't know them, if I don't have anything of them, I'm sort of guessing in a way, hoping I get the right individual.
So for somebody that couldn't do that, I'm just trying to think of.
It's not very common. It's not common at all, as a matter of fact.
How worried we should be that they'll be able to find him on their own abilities.
Well, if I can find him, probably capable of somebody else that can find him too, or it's probable. I haven't tried to scry on him because I just haven't felt it necessary. But suppose I could always check with Kyrene as well.
There was some rumors for a long time that certain canaes could bond with the land in the old times.
Well, he's certainly old enough.
They developed some way of becoming presence with the land, and when they actually went in the ground, that they were able to view everything around them and actually didn't lose consciousness per se. They just kind of were there and aware.
Oh, he's making mention of Magda.
Thank you. I didn't know the exact name. I just knew from the times when I was much younger that those were stories we told.
Huh.
I mean, he's certainly powerful and old enough to potentially be able to do that. He is Leannan, after all.
Maybe we'd want them to go after him. That'd be a hell of a fight on their hands, right?
True enough.
It definitely could be. But if you wake anybody up from a torpor, that's a bit unpredictable.
I almost want them to try it.
Well, I admittedly I do too, but at the same time I don't, because I mean, it's my grandsire, technically.
Right.
My great grandsire.
Yeah.
And admittedly, if anything, if anyone were to take Adam, I think we would not like to see the result of that.
Well, let me look around. Most of us participated in that ritual, if you guys recall.
In the forest with
to
the fire dance.
Bind us to this area to create that loyalty, if you will. Don't worry, it wasn't a Valdry. At least I don't think it was.
Oh, no, of course not. You're talking about the oath-bounding ritual.
Yes, that one. Thank you.
I mean, technically speaking, we did do that off screen, so who knows what we actually did.
And should you break the oath, a curse be befall upon you. A curse.
This makes group meetings so much more entertaining.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
Well,
indeed.
I do like the idea of a charity auction. I could tell if we could call it the charity is the Ashland Improvement Society, which is an organization that I've used on occasion to describe us.
It sounds hokey.
Well,
I can work with Talus and see if we can research some more about the treasure in England.
Oh, of course, of course. Story time back at home.
Yes.
All right.
Wait. You're not inviting your boyfriend, are you? He's not Leanna.
I'm sorry. I am now hearing about Dee having a boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna need
Thanks,
some
Talus.
details.
So who's his boyfriend and where is he?
His name is Carlos.
Oh, I believe that I, as you young children put it, spilled the deets.
Deets?
Yes, you spilled the beans and the deeds.
Is it deet a kind of bean?
It details is what it is.
Oh, details deets. I apologize.
Modern slang. I didn't know you knew modern slang, Talus.
Well, if you looked on page 25, I have a full listing of modern slang.
Hmm.
So what does
Interesting.
Carlos do?
He
Well, we know what he does.
Please tell me he's a stockbroker.
no. He is an owner of a restaurant now by the airport,
Oh? Oh.
but he still does Amazon deliveries as well.
So
Amazon?
human or supernatural?
Supernatural.
Do you know what kind?
The vampire.
Oh. So
And he delivers for Amazon?
At night. Yes.
Go
They have
figure.
deliveries at night?
Yes.
okay.
He is a bruja.
Jen, and why
Really?
don't you know about this guy?
Yeah, why don't I know about this guy?
Why don't
What's
you
going
know
on?
about this guy? I thought that was your job.
Not doing my job too well, I guess. Great. Well, I'm gonna have to meet this Carlos.
He's from Tucson.
Oh my.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
Oh, the dirty anarchs of Tucson.
How old is
Hey,
he?
hey, Ben,
Yeah.
you left off the really embarrassing part, which was asking what sect he belonged to. You know, you could play the paternal bruja thing. You go, you know.
Yeah.
Please tell me
yeah.
he's not a cami.
No, he's an anarch.
Okay.
Good.
No, of course not. I already checked on that.
How did you
Would,
check on it?
would
Yeah,
you
came by the house.
And you can
like?
tell when people are just telling the truth and lying, or what?
Well, I can hear. I would say I have ears to hear, but I don't exactly have ears. I have leaflets.
He's very insightful when it comes to human interpretation.
I also have auspex.
That's about what I was going to say.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Well, okay.
Let's revisit this whole airport restaurant thing, because
Yes.
it sounds like there might be an in there to Revis's plan.
It's not in the airport. It's near the airport.
Oh, this
Still.
is much less useful.
Well,
Continue.
It's new.
How
How long
long
have you known him?
Yeah. How long have you known him? How long has he been in the area?
He's been in the area for about a month and a half, and I've known him for about a month.
He's
Right.
been here a month and a half and hasn't sought out the rest of the anarchs?
We've been kind of busy. I've been meaning to introduce him to Sophie. But
I did hear about him.
kind of busy.
But rest assured, Baron, she fully vetted him. She stayed the night.
Well,
Yep. That sounds like that was some full
Yes.
vetting going on.
and nothing happened.
Of course. We
doesn't,
believe
nothing
you.
happens between me and Ben either.
Mhm. I'm sure it's always that, what do they call it? Unrequited love. There we go.
Can we change the subject now?
Sure. As long as he's on the up and up. If you feel like there's something weird going on, let us know. And he should come by, or at least, like you just said, make his presence known to Sophie. It's only right. We're not Cam or anything, but she's the Baron.
I mean, I would welcome introductions to any new additions to the city, but it's not something I'm going to require. as you said, this is not a cam city.
No, she doesn't have a gold toilet.
Carlos was hesitant because he wanted to be able to contribute something, but doesn't have much. But I will introduce you.
I'm sure that since you know him, that his presence alone would be more than adequate.
I've tried to tell him, but she doesn't believe he's very powerful.
How old is? I mean, is he like a new?
Yes, he's
Like how new?
He has a death certificate.
Like a month and a half?
Oh goodness, no! I would never let him. I would never let Dahlia date somebody who was dead a month and a half.
So
Do you
Talus is
know
her
Talus
chaperone.
how old? Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I didn't realize we were doing vampire dating tonight. I don't know that I came with the right mindset.
I don't know. We were talking about BDSM.
Well,
there we
you
go.
know
That's
what?
the Setite mindset I can deal with.
You know what? Here, if you have his information, give him my number. If he's new and if he's relatively new, I could even give him some clan pointers as far as brewhouse go. Let him know.
I was going to say another Bruja could be very useful in town, provided they can be pointed in the right direction.
There's an actual term for that when you're kind of like a surrogate sire.
Mentoring?
No, it's not. I mean, it is mentoring, but there's an actual name for it.
The patriarchy.
No, that's not it. I keep wanting to. It's moon something.
Moo Moo?
No, not
talking about
moo.
cows?
Moo.
It is not bowel movement. I've already looked.
We can go to McDonald's later. Get you a Happy Meal.
Anyway, he's probably about 5 to 10 years being a vampire.
So he's
about the same
new.
as I am. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just give him my info. I'll talk to him and help him out. If he's that unsure of what he can do, we can figure it out.
Now that's going to bug me. I can't think of what that
His
word is.
sire was not very kind.
Yeah, I mean it's a term for when, for whatever reason, they don't have a sire. One
It's
comes
not a
in.
good one.
Oh, it's Bastardo.
No.
I know what you're talking about. It's not considered a endearing term.
Whatever the term is, I'll be the good version of that. I won't be the
Mentoring
Sabat
works much
version
better.
There you go. Well, great. Anybody else having any issues that we need to look at?
No, we've covered mine. I am fine.
I
good.
do have something that's kind of slipped through the cracks that I think may warrant another look, just to check in.
Ben, you got to get that look off your face when Sophie says that.
Because she keeps. I mean, she can move things with her mind. She's done a Valkyrie. She's just like a volume of secrets. I don't know what's going to come next.
Oh yeah,
Dahlia, you didn't tell me your Baron was Sabat.
What?
She's
My Baron is not Sabat.
She's had a Valkyrie. She is a Cainite.
Didn't really have a choice. It was a long time ago.
So anyhow, you were saying,
yes.
Slip your mind.
Yes. So remember when we were dealing with the Max hate situation?
How can we forget?
Came in at the end of that.
There was an avenue that we were investigating that sort of became moot, except it just kind of dissipated. The Autumn Health Services president, and his creepy dark werewolf thing.
Right.
As far as I know, he's still running around town unchecked, and that's probably not a great idea.
So I need to learn ward versus werewolf.
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the werewolf stuff, but I guess he's kind of the demon kind of werewolf.
What does that mean?
Black Spiral.
Is that a name? I don't know.
It's a tribe.
Do you have any guru lore?
She has, I think, minimal.
I don't.
I have 0.
I think she does. Hold on. I might have to take it back. Yes, I do have werewolf lore.
What? How much?
1.
Give me an intelligence and lore check.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
Okay. So, intelligence. Okay. One.
Okay, you're good. I'm. All you know is that the name Black Spiral Dancer is the opposite of other werewolves. That's pretty much it. Just
Yeah.
they are quote unquote the bad guys.
I don't know how urgent this is, but it is a loose end that I think ought to be checked in on. And to be honest, I haven't contacted the glasswalkers in town at all to see if they've taken care of it on their own. I haven't, but just thought we might want to see about following up at some point.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
I can look into that too. At least talking to the werewolves at the web, see what they know first. But yeah, we did stand him up, didn't we? He offered a way out, and we opted for something else.
We did. We left him hanging. I expect he knows exactly what went down after that, because he seemed to know a lot more than he should. So
He had that gripe with Max, and once Max went, well, I'm sure he noticed his absence, right?
Excuse me while I whip this
Yeah,
out.
not that good dude in town for any longer than we need. But isn't he like the president or something of that Autumn Health?
yeah, as I understand it, yes.
That's kind of rough. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that as much as I can.
So I could pull some strings and get a charity auction going if any of you are agreed that that's a good idea. I don't know.
What are we auctioning?
I mean, I'm sure we could figure out a few things.
Apparently, abdominal muscles.
I would be willing to auction myself for a date.
Oh, yeah, that'll bring in a lot because of your notoriety with Paladin. It's going to be a war.
Come up with some things.
Could Paladin go on a tour and make a lot of money? I mean, probably not 50 million, but
I'm not sure that's how tours work exactly, but maybe I could bring that up.
yeah, you'd know better than I. You're in the band, so I'll leave that to you.
I haven't been on tour with them, just here and there, but I suppose it's worth a try. I can ask Isadora about that.
Lost Stephen.
Yeah, he had to dip.
He had to go to bed.
Oh, okay.
What other avenues are we? I'm just gonna make some notes. What avenues are we taking specifically?
So we have Flames looking into information as far as antiques or any.
I'll look into
gemstone
jewelers and antique dealers potentially.
We can also put Shannon to work, Ben.
Yeah, I'm not sure what high ticket items she's going to have. She's just dealing with a pawn shop, but she might have run across something
I'll
weird.
say she might have
Weird
connections
shit
that we
comes
don't know
through
about.
sometimes. Mhm. By the way, but just so you guys are aware, I no longer have any sort of influence or control over the Southside Souls. Unfortunately, the length of my stint caused that bond to fade away.
Oh,
I hadn't actually been interacting with them for a bit because we just hadn't really had any use for them. So unfortunately, I was not keeping up on it. So we can regain control easily, but I just want to let you know I don't have any control in that arena right now. I've also let the church lady go. Again, same deal. I have not had any interaction or any use for her. All things considered, so those two bonds have faded.
You have, is it bonds for is it men and there's a restaurant as well?
Oh yes, yeah, that's still intact. That one was one I was very meticulous about keeping up with.
Okay.
So that's fine. But I have room for ghouls now. Just saying.
We need a stockbroker.
How would you feel about a certain police detective?
Well, I mean, technically that's Ben's contact, and I don't know if I want to step on that territory.
Wow,
I'm
just
I'm
gonna
mostly
poach
kidding.
my contacts. All
I'm
right.
I do have a single influence in that arena for police. However, without respectfully, Ben, if you want me to take that ghoul, I can. But I feel like that's your contact, not mine.
You said you know somebody. Who do you know in the force?
Just someone who deals with the radio.
Okay,
For the
like
calls,
a dispatcher.
like a dispatch.
Gotcha. Huh. Okay.
I think Remus had a contact with the police as well.
And real quick, before I forget, I know Steven has already popped off. We can post this up in the chat. To celebrate the the 4th anniversary of Ashland by Night, everybody's getting 14 additional XP.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm going shopping.
I'm rich now. I gotta spend some money.
Thank Haley for that. She rolled that in the chat.
Thank you,
nice job,
Haley.
Thank
Love
you,
you.
Haley. Wow.
Time to increase my dexterity.
I'm gonna max out my willpower.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I need to work on some disciplines. I need fortitude
Fortitude.
and potence.
Oh, actually, Jerome, I did have a quick question about virtues. Can you purchase those to bring them up, or are they something that you just sort of earn?
I think you can purchase them.
Like conscious and conviction, self-control.
I'd have to take a look, but I'm pretty sure you can. The XP chart is actually in Discord if you want to take a look. It's in the pinned section.
Cool.
Wow.
Virtues are current rating times 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you could.
Okay.
You could
Not actually
get
that
them up.
much.
Good to know, because I'm gonna be raising that.
It just if you buy them, it doesn't affect your willpower at that point. It only affects your willpower or humanity rating when you first make the character.
Okay.
I'm going to spend all kinds of points in conscious because that's totally Henri.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So
No.
anyway,
I'm definitely
didn't
gonna
mean to
increase
interrupt.
it.
I just want to make sure everybody got that. So feel free to continue.
Thank you. Merci.
All right.
So I have been taking notes. I'm supposed to talk to Sansa about as an agent, and Lily for his Goss and the BDSM, and as a runway. Black Dog Games, maybe Dog can help, and then as the talk to the Paladin group. So, Baroness, are you going to speak to the Paladin group about their outfits, or is that? I mean, do I need to speak to them?
Yeah, I can ask.
All right. And I do have Skeeter, but
Is he a new ghoul?
She.
Oh,
she is
she.
not a ghoul. She is part of the Bardovich family. But I did not know if that was even an option for me to take her in as a ghoul.
Nope. In essence, you can ghoul a revenant, but it doesn't do anything except for like bonding them, and that would be very, very bad manners. In that sense.
Right.
Oh, she's a Brockovich.
Yes.
She's one of the Brodoviches. Yep, she's one of the
Okay.
family.
Do you suppose the Brodoviches would mind contributing?
Well, they
That's
are
what I
wanting
was-
to stay here.
Yeah,
Who
like they're loaded.
Who wants to make that request?
Well, you know, he does like a certain singer's rear end.
Which
And I'm sure Trish could bat her eyes and smile pretty, and he might
You know what? We
contribute.
could auction a date with Trish.
Yeah. There you go.
You may spend quite a bit.
Just a thought.
I'm sorry, I really don't have much to contribute.
It's all right. Your brain power is just as valuable.
Haley just said in the chat, she's game.
Sweetie.
She's gonna go sweet talk the Brodovich.
Actually, this one here is for you, Haley. This is some Johnny Bravo.
I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. I am available.
All right. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to my guy about see if there's any way we can interact with the cartels in the area for funds. Maybe siphon some of that if that's possible.
Oh,
Talk to.
we got a dead end on the Midas case, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, went to the feds, and he has no idea where it went from there.
Yep.
Okay.
Into their X Files.
Yeah,
I wonder if we know anybody who can hack into some kind of electronic trail.
Wrong
Had a
character.
character.
we do.
Yeah, Bear's ghoul.
I mean,
What about her?
Liam.
She was a hacker.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
I mean, Liam has that ability. He can touch computers.
Actually,
that?
that's an excellent idea. I mean, that's a good idea too. But
Maybe we can get a hold of some offshore accounts.
Jerome, I'm going to put a call into Stephanie.
Okay. So it rings, and then a familiar voice picks up. Not Stephanie's.
Whose voice?
Oh,
is
hey, boss, what's up?
it? Jill.
Oh, yeah, sorry, this isn't my phone.
Is Stephanie around?
She's in the shower.
Is she still up to her creative computer work?
Oh, sure. We don't do much of it right now, but We're mostly doing survival stuff, in case somebody attacks the city again.
That's an excellent idea. Definitely worth your time. You know what? You're in a different place now, so maybe we can talk about this without bringing up. I don't like to bring up bad memories for you, but it's important.
Okay, what's going on?
Your old friends from before.
Okay.
And the incident with the gold.
All right.
I was hoping to be able to track down the remains. As far as we can find out, they were taken from local police custody into federal custody, and that's as far as our trail goes.
Why are you looking after all this time? Why?
Frankly, for the gold.
Roll charisma and expression, difficulty 9.
Oh gosh, that was maybe not a very kind thing to say.
It
Charisma
was blunt and honest.
She seems like a blunt and honest person these days. Oh wow, 4.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, lucky. So there's
Keep those dice.
There's a long bit of silence.
I know that sounds a little callous, but
that's not callous, Sophie. That you've got balls asking me about that. You want their corpses for the gold they were forced to swallow? Sophie, roll your humanity.
Yeah, hindsight and all that. That is pretty
sense.
morbid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
they're not using it. What?
No, at an out of character
That's so
level, it
callous.
makes absolute sense.
That's a Damaris thing. Like, okay, so
What was the difficulty? 6?
Difficulty is 6.
1 success.
Okay. You realize on another level how callous this whole plan sounds and the person you're talking to, and you're not at a point where you like want to abort, basically, but you feel the gut punch, like yourself. You're like, oh yeah, that was
That's
real.
cold.
Yeah.
This is why I wanted to talk to Stephanie.
Yeah.
Okay, look. This is what we're dealing with. I don't know how much you heard about the treaty that we made with the CAM. There are...
I heard very little outside of you got them off our backs.
There were 2 conditions to this treaty. The first was to eradicate the Sabbat from Portland so Cam can take back over. We've just done that. The second part was restitution for the siege on Las Vegas. And we've just been given a sum of $50 million in precious gems and metals. The sooner that we can get it taken care of, the sooner the cam will be off of our necks and out of our business. This is why we are looking into various avenues for the good of the city and to move forward and past all of this mess. I apologize for how this came off. I thought maybe some good could come of what was done. Maybe I was wrong to ask.
I don't know if you were wrong, but that was cold. And you're certain this is going to help get them off our backs?
Yes.
You're going to owe me.
You got it.
All I want is, for everything that we went through, I just want something in the city to commemorate what happened. A memorial, something. I know there's a masquerade issue. I get it. Even if it's some place that the public can't necessarily go, just something.
I can make it happen.
What do you want to know?
If we could find out where they are now, who's got possession of them, that's ultimately all I can ask.
She says the FBI's got possession of them. They were transferred to a storage house in Denver. I know it was a part of my therapy. I eventually asked Stephanie to look.
I see. And I don't suppose you know how much they've figured out about what happened.
I don't know, but the rumors are that the feds are behind some of the attacks on our kind, so I would imagine it's probably tied to that somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know fully.
Thank you, Jill.
Just, if you're going to use their bodies for this, just make it worth something, please.
I will. I appreciate it.
All right, and I'll let Stephanie know you called.
Thanks.
So she hangs up.
It doesn't look like that went too well.
Well, that's what happens when you answer somebody else's phone, I guess. It was miscalculation on my part.
Did she? So she told you where they're at?
Yeah. So they're at an FBI warehouse in Denver.
Oh.
So
no problem.
I don't know if we'll be able to get at them, especially considering our connections with the FBI are tenuous. Oh, just kidding. Those were the marshals. Never mind.
Speaking of which, you think the marshals would have any way of linking us to that info or what have you? I mean, they did just Have they reached back out to you, by the way? They haven't reached out to me as far as what happened in Portland.
I met with them to get confirmation of what happened on their end. Essentially, it just went down the way that we expected it would. They hit all the hot spots and defanged the Archbishop. They handed over that evidence to the CAM. So
Nice.
they Alice Dare was very troubled by the idea of us working with hunters. But
yeah, well,
maybe
they
that's
wanted
what
this city, so
maybe that's what separates us from them.
yeah,
Not a bad
Ooh.
separation.
there's a
If
lot
the-
that separates us from them.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe asking the marshals wouldn't be great because we technically now owe them one, right?
Right. There were no further words on that subject.
Okay.
So you're wanting to do an op to Denver?
If we think we could pull it off, I don't know if we can.
I think I like our odds of getting into Fort Knox better.
Huh. Well,
I mean, I am sure somewhere those X-Files really do exist, and Mulder would love to find out that we're real. Yeah, she's been binging.
I wouldn't mind him finding out that we're real.
well, maybe not going there directly, but if we can make connections, that's kind of a ways. It's far from Ashland, and yeah, it's
Also,
an op to be sure.
Also,
I don't know if
who runs Denver?
the CAM. And in fact, that's where Dr. Prester is from. In fact, he was run out of the city, I believe, because the prince is unhinged.
Well, their loss,
And-
our gain.
Wasn't Camille heading through Colorado?
Was he?
Camille.
Oh, my little demon friend.
Actually, speaking of precious stones and stuff, do you think that obsidian slab would be worth anything since he's clearly not using it anymore?
Yeah, we kind of talked about getting that appraised.
Yeah, by all means, let's get it looked at.
The occult market might be interested in it.
Yeah, maybe you want to take it with you to
Actually,
the antique and jewelry dealers.
that's a pretty big thing to lug around to those things, but
yeah, I would have to have somebody come over.
I mean,
Colin could do
I
it.
call it the market on the move. But there's always the underground
Midnight
what do
Augury.
they call it? The Midnight Augury that could be interested in that.
Yeah, if you're on an out of character level, if you're trying to pawn off the slab, you're going to get way more for it at the Midnight Augury than you would.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
bringing it up. Yeah, like if
That's a good idea.
Lily, if you're okay with me taking it, I could try to make a trip to the Augury and
Yeah, go for it.
see if I can
I'm
get
not
a good
really.
price for it.
It's just sitting in my front room.
With a little
Good
doily on
times.
top.
It'll just be one less thing my mom has to dust off.
That's
I'll make arrangements then to get it.
Yeah, because I don't have Donald anymore.
Yeah, I heard about that. Sorry to hear that one of your goals sacrificed themselves for me.
Right back.
Well, it was a worthy sacrifice.
Well, thank you. It's just I just know that to lose any goal or any sort of thing like that it can be an impact. So
It was more of an impact than I had anticipated.
Well, if there's anything I can do to make amends for that, let me know.
Just get the slab.
Just
And
make
get
her
as
another
much
ghoul.
as you can. And yeah,
I
find my
mean-
mom a date.
Spare the humanity. Just find her another
Is she
replacement.
ready to date again? It's only been a month.
No, she's not ready. She's meeting with Dr. Prescott to deal with
I remember
that.
Dr. Prescott. He helped that girl, right?
Yes.
To detransition.
Yeah. We just
From
talked
being
to
a
him about
vampire?
her.
Yeah. She is experiencing some post-traumatic stress from the repressed memories, but otherwise she's doing fair to middling, it seems.
So I guess I'm just curious. So are those memories trying to like surface themselves, and that's
I think
what's
it's
going
just
on?
because of what she went through, and then we had to cover up those memories. It's all scrambled, and so the doc is doing what he can to mitigate that. It's not a perfect process.
Well, I guess
But I mean,
my concern is that she's gonna. I mean, there's ways that those things will come out of the woodworks. So,
that's kind of one reason why we have the doc watching over. That way, if anything weird happens, he'll know, and he can let us know or do something there on the spot.
Yeah. He's been keeping an eye on her.
okay.
So yeah, fortunately, I don't think we have anything really to worry about there. Plus, if a little girl talks about terrible, weird things, it's a bad dream. It's a nightmare. She went through a terrible situation. They acted like vampires. They were, I don't. So if you're concerned about a breach, I don't see that happening.
It's all in her head. Man,
Well, there
that's
is, and
gaslighting.
there is a vampire cult. I mean, I have them in my club.
Right, and we have people playing as if they're vampires in the park using rules from books. So
Yeah.
we've got options as far as that
That's with
goes.
Doug, right? Oh my gosh, he's still into that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he runs it, I guess.
Oh boy. I went to
Um,
one. I remember
his
that.
voice is different too.
Yeah,
Oh, he hit puberty.
something. Gonna have to ask the Baron.
Yeah, I think
What's going on?
I think his cajon has finally dropped.
Oh gosh, you're talking about Doug.
His cojones.
Look, we got him a
Yes.
Balls,
Co-
testicles, all of the
He's
above.
got him a
okay.
voice coaching course for Christmas.
Oh,
All right.
That's all it is. And speaking of classes, I mean, you've never asked me outright, but I've been taking thaumaturgy lessons, so
Yeah, I
that's-
noticed.
really?
So, who's your mentor?
His name is Egon Iomi. He's
Is
new
that
in town.
is that a name I would know?
Yeah, Egon.
Jerome?
Well, shit, out of character. Sorry, I know
He
who he is.
came to the restaurant once.
Right.
That
That
Oh,
guy.
him. Okay.
I don't think
he's the
Lily
Tremere,
actually
huh?
saw him.
He's a little strange. Takes some getting used to.
Jerome,
Yes.
would Lily know that name?
No.
Okay.
So Egon is Tremere then, if he knows that stuff?
You know, actually, I'm not sure what clan he is. Did I ever find that out? I don't think I did. I found him through the paper. There was a note in the classifieds offering this course of study, and he made me go through all of these spycraft loops, and in exchange for teaching me, I had to purchase a house for him to move to Ashland.
So wait. So he advertised in the paper, the underground paper, to teach thaumaturgy,
Mm-hmm.
and the Tremere don't know about this.
I don't know what
that's kind of like really taboo, a no.
Really,
and that'd be like Tremere's letting us read her book.
I mean, the Tremere
Yeah,
aren't
that's not
the
happening.
only ones who do thaumaturgy, right?
They still guard it with a passion, and they can and do destroy others outside of the clan that shouldn't have it.
I wonder if that's why he's so what's the word when you hate other people?
Me?
Misanthropic?
Intolerant?
I think it's called Lily.
No, I mean like he is like, I mean, conspiracy theorists are like here and he's like here.
It'd be interesting to find out
Zealot?
what clan he is.
So he's paranoid?
And then some.
No, Dolly, was that individual you ran into his car?
Yes,
You ran into his car?
Yes, actually, he accused me of running insurance scams. Actually, after that, so thanks for that.
It was not intentional.
Maybe that's an idea.
How do you run into somebody's car?
Fire. I was running away
Car.
from the fire.
Car.
Well, good thing it was his car and not somebody else's.
I agree.
I agree also. So, why were we talking about Doug?
I don't remember.
His testicles, I believe.
Damaris was just getting caught up.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you know, so he's actually done a lot of work with this LARP. I'm quite impressed. I went once and it was very impressive. And they had...
I remember I was there.
No. I
Went
went once by myself.
Oh, okay.
He had actual actors brought in, like guest actors, famous people, and people had traveled from who knows how far to attend the night, and it was really theatrically well done. It was very impressive. And anyway, so he's the local prince, which is quite ironic. And yeah,
so he's playing a cam.
A lot. Yes,
that is ironic.
He puts a lot of work into it, and I think it shows. It's really become something. He was talking a while ago about some big game that was coming up, but with all of the chaos that we've had going on, I'm not sure if that already happened or not.
Interesting.
I was hoping to try and catch it.
I'm gonna have to go watch this game.
I think you'd be surprised. It was pretty cool, you know, artistically speaking.
That's something we could do for date night.
Sure. Heck, I got one of the rule books. We can make sure they're following the rules.
Okay.
Oh, Dahlia, you could go play fake vampire as well.
You can be the rules Nazi.
Well,
why?
Because
why, Talus?
Everyone loves a rules Nazi.
Sure. Well, okay. We got anything else to figure out, or do we all know what we're doing for a bit?
I think you and I need to go dancing.
Actually, I have a question, more of an opinion, feedback question. So clearly my haven is compromised. This is the
Yes.
second one that has been compromised. I don't really feel like moving again. Just I spent a lot of money and time to get this place where it needs. And I don't want to move again. To be perfectly honest, there's only so many places in Ashland that you can go.
So what are you wanting, Damaris?
Should I bother to find a new haven? Because at this point, if they're going to find me, they're going to find me regardless. Is it worth it to bother to move?
So we need to beef up your security.
Well, I was working on that, ironically, at the time that it happened. So that's still in progress, but it's just, it took me so long to find this place and then outfit it and then have to go through all it again.
I did
just a
ward
really
it
big headache.
against ghouls and demons too, but
Can you ward it against Sabat?
Well,
There
you
was
can.
the word
I
that
think more
only allowed
kindred.
Sabat to come through.
It's not particular. The ward can't tell one from the other. So if she wards it from
faction is
vampire,
faction,
yeah, it's going to be all kindred. In
Yeah,
fact,
which
I'm
unfortunately means-
actually looking for that.
You hear chuckling from the book.
Is there a way to counter spell that doesn't involve my husband?
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
suggest, because like with mine, because I have because of my library, I have a lot of security up myself, and I'm also protected. I don't sleep in a regular bedroom. I'm down
Well,
away
my
from
room
everybody.
was. I mean, I assume you guys have been in there at some point. So you know where my room is. It's not like in a traditional room. It is below ground. I had that outfitted in the basement aspect of it. But I just, is it even? I just my thought is like, they already know where I'm at. They found me like several times over at this point. What's the point of finding a new place? Is it even worth it?
No, of course
Maybe I
not.
should just ward the hell out of everything, and just not let people in. Period.
Talus, do you know many wards?
I know how they work.
Well, if you two want to help me locate the ward against kindred, and I am looking for it.
Would that be
I feel like
counterproductive?
The wards can be. She could ward her
Can she
entry.
go through her own ward?
Mhm.
Oh.
I don't know because I've never tried
yeah.
it. But I mean, the only way to find out is to try it. But she can set the ward at night when she goes down for the day, and then take it down.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
What if they send someone that's not kindred?
There's more.
Well,
chuckling.
they ready. Dahlia's already warded them against ghouls.
I actually don't. The only reason I don't have ward versus ghoul, because I had that ritual as well. The only reason I don't have that up is because my main ghoul needs access to my place. So
No, but Dahlia warded both, if I understand correctly. Yeah. So
yes. So he hasn't been able to come home
that is
to
correct.
my house for a couple of weeks. Dahlia, you need to lift that ward, please.
I can do that.
I could talk to Colin about counter spelling. That's what
Is
he's
there a
done.
ward versus scrying potentially? Because that I feel like would help as well.
I'm sure that we could figure one out. I mean, thaumaturgy is all about nuts and bolts and.
Damaris, why haven't you adjusted the ward to your ghoul? As vomit-inducing as the...
Can I?
Yes.
I didn't know that I could.
Yes.
Of course
Out
you
of
can.
character, I had no idea, honestly. But I guess.
Of course you can.
I don't know if I would know that in character.
As Dahlia has placed the ward, she will need to get a bit of his blood and mix it in and redo the ward.
Oh, well, perfect then. That will be perfectly fine.
So a ghoul ward can let specific ghouls in if you do it right.
Yes.
It's
If you
called
give them their
attunement.
blood.
Well,
Yeah.
then it,
Could
then
it
would
be
make
done
sense you
with
do it for Kindred, right?
Yes.
Precisely.
Well, that's true too. Okay, well, good.
And that, my
And
friend,
that's what
is
she's gonna be putting
science.
on her stuff.
science? Right.
See, I learned, and as old as I am, I still learn something new every day.
So
And that is
the
why I'm
three
you.
of us. So the three of us can work, or actually, I could say the four of us. Now that we know that Sophie is also a thaumaturgist.
I
Um,
know
there's
one. I
also
know one thing.
Talus, so 6 of us or
So
5 of us.
We can pool our assets and find that ward. Because the reason why I've been wanting it is because the Sabbat's going to retaliate. I mean, we all know this.
I
They
would
are
agree.
going to retaliate, and we need to be ready for them.
So, during my trip to the augury, maybe I'll inquire about that as well, since I'm going to be bringing the slab there.
Okay.
Good call.
Yeah.
All right.
Does anybody want to come with me to the augury? Prefer not
I
to
would.
go alone.
I would
I
love to
can.
go. Ben,
Okay.
you want to go?
You should make it a girls' night. I'm gonna know
Girls'
nothing
night.
about what's happening. at
Cool. I
that
don't think we
place.
should have too many people anyway. No offense, Ben, but
Ben's worried about being stuck in the corner with all the purses.
he is.
Well, I mean, I can hold them, but there's so many.
Or scrying bowls.
I mean, somebody has to carry the stone in.
I mean, whoever has
You get a
potence.
wheelbarrow.
Actually, can I learn potence from somebody? Sorry.
I have
just looked at
potence.
my sheet.
Actually, I'm learning it from Ben.
All right, Ben, you're teaching classes
I was like,
for me too.
Dahlia has potence as well.
I have
And you live
Henri
in
has
clan?
potence as well.
You can only teach it if it's in clan, right?
No, you can teach.
Oh, is
If
that-
you
No.
have it, you can teach it.
Oh,
That was
Okay,
a one
cool.
roll by night rule.
Cool.
okay.
Not
I
that that
also have
prevented people from
fortitude.
twinking, but
Yeah,
I can
that
teach-
I need to learn from you.
Wait, so I can teach the dot of Valerian to somebody?
yeah, not that you've
Wow.
used it much, but yeah.
It has been no point to use it. Just checks the health of somebody.
Exactly. Okay, well, so I will let you guys discuss that out of character in the chat. Why not? We're going to go ahead and stop here because we've had a full 3 hours
Yeah,
of
we're gonna
gameplay.
go dancing, go
So-
party.
Thank you guys for playing. We're going to start figuring out some alternatives to the chat because in addition to people having some issues connecting, when somebody has a poor connection or a connection that hiccups, even if it's not fully poor, sometimes it'll knock you off and can't see you on stream, but we can hear you just fine.
Yeah,
and of
I
course,
I
noticed
wonder why
that.
they were gone on there. Okay.
yeah, and you can hear and see, everybody here in the chat, but the link off of it comes off and it's not quite working. So I'm going to figure something else out. Next game coming up is tomorrow, and that is our Marvel Superheroes game. We're back in action with the Legacy and the the Mystery of Komori, and just what the dealio is up with our new favorite Bat Chick.
Yes, that girl.
Bat chick.
No, it was Wombat.
Yeah,
Wombat.
Wombats.
Yeah,
That's right.
Wombat. Right.
Wombats.
Oh no.
That's her superhero name. Wombats.
Woman Bat. Wombat.
Wombat.
Because it makes absolute sense.
Oh,
It does. It
man.
is perfect
Does.
sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Whoa, man.
funny.
Whoa, man.
Oh, man.
Harriet. Harriet.
Sweet Harriet.
Hardened harbinger of haggis. So I married an axe murderer. So
Yeah.
that game is going to be taking place tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Looking forward to that. And then join us again for this coming Wednesday for Cyberpunk.
Yay.
So we'll be back in action for that on the 19th. So hope to see you guys then. And and then of course Blood Ties the following Saturday in the morning on the 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So
yeah, we get to see if Trish can sweet talk Danny.
Yep,
Right.
that's going to go over well. So, considering he's already married.
Right.
Yeah, but he likes her
So good.
donk-a-donk.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's not like that's going to matter much. So thank you guys for tuning in. I had a great time. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.
Night.
Right, everybody.
Right.